on your channel, Spencer.
Alright, if that's
Just
what
do
you
that.
want.
Yeah, just do that. You already, cause you got the subs.
Bro, you get the views though.
Yeah, but you got the active sub.
I'm ready to begin whenever you are.
Are you good, Kira?
Sure thing.
All right, I'm ready. Got my notes.
You can start then since you're ready. You came prepared.
No, you can start. Shoot, it was yours. Are we recording now?
I've been recording, but I just figured I would let somebody else start this time because I started last time. But if you want me to.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. This is episode 1 of our anime club.
Then why did he say last time? There was a last time.
What?
She's trying to
What are you
be
talking about?
problematic.
Who said last time?
I
Nothing.
yeah.
Nothing.
Wait, can you like, is there a way to make sure you're actually recording us?
What? I don't know. What
Like that'd be a real shame if you're
I
recording
mean,
and it
I'm
only
not gonna
picks up your
lie about
voice.
it.
No, as in it's just gonna pick up your voice. Like you can hear everyone.
Yeah, it should.
All right. That was episode 1. I'm joined with whatever Kira chose this time this week. I didn't check your name on Steam.
Steam name.
And yeah, how's it going? Are you excited?
I'm so excited to argue about things that don't matter.
So whose pick was this week? Or for this time?
This was my pick.
Yeah, why'd you decide to pick it? Tell the viewers again, because I also forgot.
Since it finally finished airing the complete season, I suggested that we watch Chainsaw Man so that I could binge the whole thing and not have to wait for new episodes to come out.
Dope. And I just realized we didn't even give a backstory of what this even is. So this is our anime club. We meet on Tuesdays and Fridays after school in the biology lab, and we're here to discuss anime. So this time we're discussing Chainsaw Man. I think it's fair that the last person who joined us, Kira, should get to go first.
You
And
mean
this
the
and
last person who joined?
you were the last one to join.
You made us wait an hour or two.
Listen, you're here early.
You said 10.
Okay, you're here
You're here
early.
late.
This was supposed to be tomorrow, not today.
And then you gave us a time
Why
and
did you
we were
say
here
time?
and you
You know
delayed.
You
what?
didn't have to say a time.
You really want to start out like this? Let's just. Why don't
I
you
Iconic.
finish what we
don't.
It's
I
started?
don't.
iconic.
You, Calvin, you have notes. You know what?
I
You
don't.
start the
I have
proceeding.
notes. I have notes because that's for when no one else has anything else to say. It's to pad this episode, so we can have enough time to hit the algorithm. That's all.
Wow.
I just want to hear what you have to say.
Okay, it was great. Um, Visually very nice. Liked all the blood effects. Interesting. And that's about it.
No way.
Ain't no way.
I just told you we were recording, and you can only talk about the blood effects.
Let's see. There was no excessive fan service, so you
Because it
know
either was or it wasn't.
that I appreciate that. But when it wasn't bad. I liked it. It was somewhat tasteful in a way, kind of.
Well, what are you thinking of? Like, what's on your mind? Like,
Like
what is? I just want
all
to know,
the
like, what's your
gonna
definition of
touch
tasteful?
titties. Like it wasn't in every other fucking scene. It wasn't driving too much of the show. Well, it's kind of like his whole motivation, but it's not in your face
But
all
the
the time.
fan
But I mean,
service, like the scenes itself, that's what you're trying to
yeah,
say.
they weren't. They were pretty like short, and they weren't overly like detailed and graphic. Like there wasn't like all the jiggle physics shots and shit that you would normally expect from fan service. None of that. Like it wasn't gross.
It wasn't excessive.
Yeah, it was perfectly
Uh,
fine with what was in there. And the story was interesting, and I really like the designs of the demons. Like that one ghost one, it kind of reminded me of Attack on Titan because it was really uncanny.
hey, don't spoil that. Is that a spoiler?
It's not a
If you
spoiler.
don't know what a
Okay.
Titan looks like.
I only know the. I'm not even gonna explain it. So,
That's probably for the best.
what was that one? That was just called the. What was it just called the Ghost Devil?
I
Pretty
believe so.
much.
Ghost Devil was pretty dope.
I mean, yeah, good action anime. Next,
All right, all right. Oh, thank you for sharing your thoughts. I appreciate it. So I guess we'll hand it over to the person who chose this anime next.
Alright. I I really liked that they didn't they like went super heavy into the gore and like how gritty everything was. Like they're not like censoring any of it except for the puke for some reason, I guess.
Yeah, is puke supposed to be
I
censored?
thought it was like stylized.
No, that was censored.
That's weird.
Like, you
I
ever watch an anime that had puke in it? I can't even think.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just like a thing that they do.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's
So I guess
so it's
that's
not too into some weird fetish stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
understandable.
so I can have as many crotch and panty shots as I want,
I
But
mean,
no
but
puke.
some
that's
guy throwing some puke in an alleyway that crosses the line, huh?
yeah, yeah. I think you've gone too far.
For real.
Decapitation, where it's all good.
Yeah, decapitation, that's fine. Bullet to the head,
Slitting people's
no
throats.
problem.
A minor getting kidnapped and sexually assaulted. That's all good.
It's all good.
Just don't let me see that puke. I'm gonna be real mad. But you gotta
What?
feel for him though. That was pretty sad.
No, his coworker was jealous. How could it be a sad moment?
Because he got puke in his mouth and he swallowed it.
but his
Yeah, what was
coworker's
that
jealous.
about?
Yeah, why did he swallow it? But I like how all of the characters were fleshed out as well. They're not like they're different from a lot of other shows in that I'll use Kobeni as an example. Like she's like this nervous wreck, and she's not depicted as like some cute anime girl when she's like panicking or anything. She's like fucking crying. She's got like snot coming out of her nose, everything. She's getting ready to fucking stab Denji and get everything over with so that she can get out and get back to her family. I I don't understand why it seemed like the second half of the season revolved a lot around Himeno dying. I get that a lot of the times there'll be like this character, she was there before the story started and she's obviously important to a lot of the other characters, but it seems like there was a lot more focus on her rather than what was going to happen with the rest of the cast moving forward. Like there was a bunch of newer devils introduced at the end, like the Angel Devil, the what was the guy's name? The
The
Violence Devil or whatever, the
shark
There was the
Shark
boy.
Shark
guy,
Devil,
and then the
Violet,
Spider Lady.
the Spider Devil.
But I just thought it was interesting that they spent more time fleshing out her character rather than putting more into the other characters that are being introduced that mm, well, I'm assuming they're going to be around more than she was, but
And
who
it's
knows?
weird because it's almost like they just put her in to die because, like, she's not even in the intro where like they're walking in the street together. She's not even like part of their group there.
Wait, you watched the opening more than once? Let's go.
It's right at the beginning.
Let's go, Kira. Now, if only you let me watch it for Don Machi, that would have been nice too.
You didn't need to.
Speaking of that though, having all of the endings be separate for every episode, there was a lot of endings that revolved around Himeno as well.
Did you watch the endings, Kira?
Yes, I did.
No
Mostly
way.
long enough to
No,
get.
I don't believe
Well,
you.
they were all different, so and they revolved around the episode. I
Man,
didn't
you know
realize they were different until
their
how it
budget was good.
the
An
budget was
ending per episode with a different song.
Thanks,
and
Mappa.
Yeah, they
different
were doing
styles
good.
too. Like that one that was like almost like pixel arty. That one was really pretty. I don't know if pixel art is the right way to describe it, but it is very distinct.
I can't remember off the top of my head which one you're talking about.
But
Because
it's just
I
like
felt like they
blood
were all pretty distinct.
and skin, like art wise, it was different. Anyway,
Nah, they were good. I liked them. They had that guy. One of them was
That
sung by
guy.
the guy
The
who
Unravel
sung
guy.
Unravel. Yeah, that guy. I was like, dang.
I One of my problems with it is that Power is like she's made out to be like this other super special character, right? Like she's one of the other fiends at the start, but she doesn't really seem to be like she doesn't really ever do anything. Like she doesn't have any reason to until they get in the hotel, but even then she doesn't really do anything ever. When they were in that the ramen building eating and they were going to kill Denji, and there's like all the dust and stuff and power left. I thought she was gonna take Himeno with her, but she literally just left and didn't do anything.
She left. She
On
booked it.
on top of that, the only time she ever like fought anything was when she just jumped off the roof on like episode 3 and just smashed that one devil while the dude was in the phone booth. That was pretty much like the only thing she ever did.
Hey, she cleared the floor of zombies. That was very important.
Very important. How she brought attention to herself and then was not given any camera time after that. And immediately killed the biggest one that was in the room with her.
Maybe that's just what power is supposed to be. She's all talk, but she doesn't do anything. Which I think would fit her character quite well. Because I really enjoyed just reading what she was rambling on about. And I'm like, she is
Nobel Peace
completely
Prize.
psycho. But I think Power is a good pairing to Denji. In terms of like Denji, I mean, he's not really normal, but now he's not a human anymore. So I guess during her arc, it was just more like this is who Denji could be in the extreme, but he's not going to. But the organization itself is still gonna lump both of them together as the same, or he's just gonna get like he's gonna get shot up if he does something wrong. So I think yeah, Power doesn't really do much, but I don't think she really needs to do much anyway. I don't like I think most of the season what you were talking about with what was her name? Himeno?
Yeah.
I think that was more for Aki and how the transition of how he's gonna become the leader. And so he needed a character like Himeno, someone who, you know, they brought it up so many times, like she changed his life by making him smoke. But even
She
then,
made
he's
him
just
get
telling
his
her
ear
like
pierced.
getting his ear pierced, like small stuff like that, but also just like becoming a devil hunter. You just gotta like, you just gotta see like how did Aki become that? And I'm sure in the next season, I mean, I could read the manga, but I'm sure he's gonna step it up and you're gonna see more of those traits. But also, especially since this man's about to die in 2 years, so he's got a speed run killing the gun
Speaking of that,
devil.
that was probably my favorite scene in the whole thing was when the future devil was just telling him how his death is gonna be the fucking worst. That was
Yeah,
just
that
really
future
funny.
though. No, he didn't say it was the worst. He said it was gonna be I think he said it was badass.
That's
That's
not
why
what mine said.
he said it. Yo, Kira, confirm that real quick.
Bro, she watched it in English.
Yeah, but these guys are just gonna read what it says, the script.
He said you're gonna have the worst death ever, something like that.
The worst stuff ever. All right. Well, I don't believe that, but just can you pull up the episode or something? Oh wait,
That's
I don't want to get copyrighted on our first episode.
no, I just have the screen on the Discord call.
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick.
You can share your screen. I could.
No, we are not getting copyrighted. I'll take take a screenshot. You can show it. But someone's got to keep going while I find it. How about What about
Because
like
he was
what
laughing
about
at him. He put his head in
what?
his fucking stomach, and the dude is like taking his time, and he starts laughing, and he's like, "All right, here's the deal. I will live in your right eye, but only because your death is gonna be the fucking worst." And then he starts to go into what it's gonna be like, and Aki's like, "I don't care. Let's go." Because
Well, you watching it right now? Don't
no,
get this copyrighted. Hold on.
why would he make such a bitch deal compared to what he did to the other guys? What were the other ones? The dude had to give up his sense of taste, smell, and
Insight.
sight. And then I forget what the other one was. Like half of his remaining life and some other shit. But like this like super big deal for like super strong power or whatever, and this guy is just like, nah, I'm gonna live in your eye.
Alright, hold on. Okay, well I'm going to share my screenshot. So if you could be so kind as to show the audience real quick. I mean this could be just be like whatever it says. I mean what the translation or whatever. But this was my
Oh,
translation.
that's a bad translation.
Well, that's all I'm saying.
That's a really
I
bad
mean, you watch
translation.
the dub, so
That's
I don't really know. You watch the
that's
dub.
the complete opposite.
I'm not giving you any, not holding like
Okay, but
much value in that.
yours literally is the opposite of what both of
But
ours said.
Yeah.
So
like, I don't know.
whatever.
Speaking of the
I know.
dub,
You know, I think I need someone who knows Japanese.
speaking of the dub, I don't like how they cast Aki in the dub. He sounds like super old compared to how old he actually is. And it would be fine if it was like he had like a raspy voice or whatever because he smoked or whatever, but he just sounds like an older guy. And he's supposed to be like 20.
No.
Wait, I thought you watched in Japanese.
I did watch it in Japanese, but I have seen clips comparing the two because I follow a lot of the actors on Twitter. Just like the alcoholic old guy, I think he was cast really well. Power sounds almost exactly the same in English and Japanese. Denji's pretty good too. I don't have a problem with any of the way anyone else was cast except for Aki because I feel like it doesn't fit his character as well.
So it was just Aki. Aki just sounded like a 40-year-old.
Yeah, kinda.
Man, just sounded super old. I mean, that's just what you're gonna get. Not not every character can be a banger.
To clarify, I don't think that he performed poorly. I just think it was cast poorly.
Yeah, I get it.
But again, this is going back to Power. I she was not showcased almost at all, but she contrasts with Denji, which is an interesting way for you to look at it. But I'm wondering, like, they put all these experimental guys into one unit, right? So what's going to put Power apart from like the Angel Devil, for example? How is she going to be any more special than one of the other four that were introduced at the end of the season? Because they really didn't do anything different. The only difference is Power got a backstory. She's just currently more fleshed out.
Maybe they're just introducing them to kill them off in 2 episodes so someone can have some major character development.
If that was the case, I feel like they would have gotten more screen time. But again, that was probably the 12th episode that they were introduced. So
Alright, would you like to look at your
Wait,
notes?
wait, 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 hold on. I am doing some research.
what is
Okay.
this
There, it
research into?
says, in some subs, when the future devil talks about the way Aki's gonna die. Oh, let me give some back story. This is from a Reddit post from a guy who is
From a Reddit post.
he made a post of every episode of Japanese trivia and nuances lost in translation. This is on our anime and has 400
Specifically,
upvotes.
specifically for Chainsaw Man, or he just does that?
He's I don't know. I just briefly checked his thing, and he did it for 2 other ones besides this. So he said, in some subs, when the devil talks about the way he's gonna die, it will say it will fucking rule. This translation can be interpreted in a bunch of different ways by different people, but it can give the impression of a grandiose or heroic death. In the original line in Japanese, it's a lot closer to it being the worst way to die. There we go. There we go. The worst way to die.
Sounds like he dealt with
Sayaku
bad
na
stuff.
shinakata.
That's all you have to say about that, Kira. He just said you were right.
No, he didn't.
I confirmed.
No, he did not.
I confirmed the original line in Japanese. The dub probably has way more stuff. I probably should link you this, Kira, since you watched the dub. But that's pretty cool. Let's see.
I
Yeah,
have
go
one
ahead.
more, one more
Go ahead. Go
final
ahead.
note is that I'm interested to see what happens to Kobeni in the upcoming parts of the show or the manga, because she could have died along with the rest of like the boring characters or whatever that were very clearly not going to be seeing any screen time. But she also stayed with the organization and she stayed at that building because she felt that she had to. So we also didn't figure out what devil she has a contract with. And
Yeah, we don't know.
she kind of turned it on at the end and managed to save Denji. So
Yeah, I wonder what that is.
it's
The
very
monkey
interesting.
devil?
I also found it interesting that she had that same knife that she had in the hotel. I literally thought that she just found a random knife in the hotel and was running around with that, but it's
She's
actually
she's
just
been packing.
that's just her
That's what she
knife.
uses.
I really wanted her to die very badly in that episode with the hotel because
Because she was trying to
she
drink the toilet water.
she irritated the shit out of me. Her character, it was just extremely annoying to me. But then I don't know, she just you
Well, when
know.
she stopped being irritating, you enjoyed
Yeah,
her character.
it was
What a
great. She
shot.
is like, you brought a gun to a knife fight, bitch. And I was like, whoa, where's this energy coming from? So I really want to see where she goes because that was a very nice change from her. It made her character worth the irritation to do that 180. So
What
hopefully
a
they don't
shot.
fuck it up and she doesn't just die in 2 seconds for no reason.
I'm pretty sure she'll probably run away before that happens.
Yeah, she got her ability, the super speed, which is good. I like some mystery.
I'm also interested to see what Makima's devil is that she has a contract with.
Yeah, Makima, she was going crazy. She had her own death note.
They also knew that it was going to be her as well.
Yeah, so
I
what even is she?
It's interesting that she was also shot but not actually shot. So that adds another layer to
Wasn't she
whatever is going on.
definitely shot but just not killed?
That's what I essentially just said, but
Yeah, sure.
okay.
She's
What is
spooky.
she?
She's the real devil.
Could be. It could be.
That is all I can think of off the top of my head.
All right. Oh, first I shall applaud you guys for having conversation, but maybe this just means more about our thoughts towards the show because I don't think we could have gone this in depth with something like Ergo Proxy. It would have been it was one and done, or even the one we watched before this one, the Fox Girl one. But yeah, I liked it. It was pretty fun. I think I told Spencer this, but I think just having Denji's motivation be similar to the main character from High School DxD, which I don't even know if you even watched that, Curious. So I don't know why I brought that up. But they both have the same motivation, but it's done differently. I Kira would definitely don't didn't watch that show if she was talking about fan service as her second thing.
Oh yeah.
But in this show, man, that's all he has on his mind, but yet it doesn't go too crazy overboard with that. Like even when he was about to get laid, all he needed to do was see a lollipop and he's like, nah. Which brings me into my other thing. What I really liked about this, and I guess this is more of like the studio rather than the anime itself, was like I liked how they animated like mundane, like non-action scenes. It
Like
was just
the
like
scene
it
where
was like
Aki
a
was getting ready in the morning.
him getting ready in the morning, uh Makima taking Denji back to her home, and she's just doing all those things. And like even at the end, when Aki is about to light the cigarette, and he just sits there on his balcony, and you can hear the airplane. It just feels like it feels very realistic, but it just feels like something that not a lot of people would bother to do because it's nothing's going on. but it just makes you feel like, gives the scenes more depth. Like to get from point A to point B, there's some time in between.
It's funny that you say that
So that's
because
why I like that.
when that was happening, it reminded me of when we watched the Haruhi movie, when there was like literally there would be like a minute or two that would go by where they're just doing like mundane things like just sitting in the classroom or whatever, and it made me think of that. Usually you would only see something like that in like a movie where they have more time to do what they want as opposed to 12 episodes.
So it gives the scenes more feeling. It doesn't feel rushed. It feels like you're settling in. And they have like some of the scenes that are like POV scenes or just shots. And then it's like well done. So I like that aspect, which is also like how I liked how Chainsaw gets broken down, I guess. So you have those scenes, you have your action scenes, which are done really well, I agree. And you also have like the flashback scenes. And the flashback scenes, I think they do a good job at for like almost all the flashback scenes. It's straightforward, just character development, goals, how they got here. There's not a lot of fluff with the flashback scenes, which I really liked. I think the only one I can think of is when the one where after he gets the puke kiss, he's just reminded of the puke in the alleyway, which like I just thought that was really funny. But that besides all those, the rest of the flashback scenes, they're all meaningful. They all show how like their bonds and stuff like that. So I feel like not scenes were not wasted. It was a very well done anime, each episode, compared to something like Ergo Proxy, where I feel like they might have tried to do something like that, but it doesn't work, so it feels like pretty boring half the time. But this one, it just feels like things are like boring, but they're like at the same time things are happening. So you're never like not interested.
And
Which,
there's color.
it's it's a good yeah, there's color too, but that's another thing. Like this is I like the animation, like the city scenes, the scenes where they're in the farmhouse in Power's place, or like Power's like backstory. It just looks really nice. So I appreciate that. Makes the viewing experience much more enjoyable. And I mean, I think in terms of like the story for me, it was good. And it's just like the first season, so I'm sure there's much more things to be explained, but I think the setup was nice. The setup is they have their antagonist, which is the Gun Devil, and then you now have Aki, who's now going to be the leader of this group. You have Denji and Power, who are training to become better, and they also showed like the other fiends who are inevitably gonna show up again. But it's like all a big setup. And you also have the Makima. You just see like she's much more than they think she is. So I'm more excited to watch the next season. But the overall feeling I have for this is pretty good.
It was interesting thinking about that after you said it, is that it never really felt like Aki wasn't the one in charge of that squad because it felt like he was just putting the most into it. but I guess that's just a
Right,
difference in
it didn't.
character.
It didn't, but he wasn't the leader. And you even saw like you even see like how he gets forced to have those two as roommates. Like he's not in charge. But he is now because their whole squad got wiped. And he's only got 2 years left. So now, it's go time. He's about to go off. I also like Denji's visual, like the way he looks as Chainsaw Man. Pretty dope. Pretty dope.
I
And
didn't
I
even
think
think.
I think that's what I got.
Makima's the only one who has eyes that are like her eyes are different than anyone else's, right? There's like more rings in them, if that makes sense. I wonder if that has anything to do with her her devil that she has a contract with.
She has eyes like that fox demon thing.
The the fox devil.
Yeah, that.
So maybe she is the devil.
She could be a devil, but also what's her name? The snake devil girl. She had eyes like a snake.
That's
And then she
true.
gets murked. Contract ended. Expired. So I mean I like the final thoughts for like the characters. They introduce a lot of characters, but they're most of them are just for setup. Either like characters that don't really matter, but also characters that will keep the plot going and the characters going.
This is
Like
just the
I'm
foundation.
pretty yeah, like I was like, man, look at all these cool fiends, but they're only there for 1 second. But I'm sure it's gonna be more. I mean, there's no way this doesn't get a second season, right? They just
Surely.
made 12 endings for one anime.
It's gonna be
Come
pretty
on.
tragic when they change the opening.
I just can't believe Kira watched it. I'm so happy. I really am. I watched these endings, I'm like, it's a real shame Kira's not gonna watch these. But she did.
Speaking of which, did you watch the whole thing dubbed or did you finish it later so that or rather did you end up having to watch any of it subbed or did you wait
The
so all
last
of it was
episode was in sub,
Oh,
and it was
classic?
a
we
flawless
tried. We
transition as
tried.
usual, and it's not a big deal.
You can't say flawless with the how different
Flawless
Aki is in English compared to Japanese.
transition.
Kira watching good anime like this.
It's not a problem. It made no difference.
Oh, you might have cursed Chainsaw Man then. Because you did this for The Promised Neverland,
Oh
and that
god.
second season was tragic. So
That is too bad, so sad.
I hope you're happy.
If I see Chainsaw Man 2 like this, I'm reporting you. Reporting you.
Do as you will.
Back to lower than summer intern.
Yeah, you'd be on probation. I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to say. Let me think. But is there any other thoughts about Chainsaw Man? When did you finish this, Kira?
Uh, 8 o'clock? 9?
Today?
Bro,
Yes.
why
Is
don't you
that why we
just say
were
we'll do
waiting?
it tomorrow? Okay, hold on.
Well, it's done.
So, okay, so the only reason I brought up the thing today was because I thought like you're always like you're always like, oh, why do you need so much time to watch 12 episodes?
No, I'm not always
And
like
so I'm
that. I
like,
haven't
man,
been like that.
you
I
probably would have
haven't
like finished
You
been
it.
like
haven't been
that
like
the
that since we
whole
discussed how long we
last
needed to watch this.
few. Listen, I'm always ready by the deadline, so what's the problem? You guys
I,
wanted
I
to.
just thought you'd
You
be ready by
watched an
Wanted
two.
to.
episode in a different language.
You guys
Kira.
wanted to
You
move it
mean
up, and then I agreed, and then I got it done so that
I
you could
didn't
do
move
that,
it up.
and now you're flaming me for that. I don't understand. Like
nobody
I
wanted to
can
move it
do,
up?
but you did. What are
Kira,
you talking?
where
It was
does it say
supposed to
are you
be.
ready
A
for
question
today?
mark.
It was
It was a
supposed to be
question. It was
tomorrow.
a question. Okay, okay. As
If
here,
asking me if I'm busy is not insinuating that you want to do it today, then I like what what am I supposed to take from that?
I'm instating a new rule.
What?
We all we all in the deadlines have to write when we finish.
That's not
Fine by
necessary.
me.
I was
No, this will be on a majority vote.
why?
That's a 2-1 then.
Literally why?
All right, let's say
What did I do that was wrong?
let's you did nothing wrong.
So why are
I don't
you
know why
changing
you're being
things?
so defensive. I didn't say you did
You're
anything
literally.
wrong.
I'm not saying anything.
What I'm saying is whoever finishes first will write it on the deadline. And if you're able to finish it, like we can just keep the initial deadline. But if you're able to finish it, then you can see that someone's already finished it, and we can move it earlier. But if you can't finish it or you don't want to finish it until the deadline, you're free to do so. So I freed up the whole day for you tomorrow, Kira, by making you believe that we were forcing you to finish today.
She gaslit herself.
So,
Say it was being forced. I said, well, they want to do it today. I can finish this anime in a reasonable amount of time. I'll just go ahead and do that. But it's
how much
gotta
did you
be
You
watch
some.
didn't
today?
say you
It's
were
gotta
done
be
though.
some whole big ass fucking thing. So
It's not. Oh wait, I just want to know how much did you watch today?
only like half.
What?
What's the problem?
Only half?
Yeah, I watched like 2 or 3 the first day. I couldn't watch Friday. I watched like two
You're
and
telling me
three
you watched
Saturday,
half
and I
of it
watched
today, and
6.
the most you could come up with to talk about it was that it was interesting.
Yeah, it was good.
No, it's
Again,
because you watched it
Jesus
subbed.
Christ.
So I was kind of throwing her off. Dang, you really fell asleep like in the middle of the subbed episode? That's fine. So does that mean that the dub didn't finish yet?
The dub's last episode is probably tomorrow. Or wait, today's Sunday,
Oh,
right? So it's probably Tuesday.
yeah.
you know what? Fine. Next
Well,
time I'll write a whole damn book report and I'll read it out to
I'm
you.
looking forward to that.
yeah,
That'll be
we
content,
need
Kira.
But I'm
more
not gonna
ad
fucking
time.
do
We
that
need
See,
because
more
now
ad
I
time.
already have a job.
now you're
Okay, thank
marketing
you.
yourself. You're
No,
discovering your true potential.
This is an anime club. Can you at least have more to talk about? Now
listen.
that we will have potential Kira followers? they'll be craving to know what you think. Kara, can you do the thumbnail, by the way?
No.
At least I asked. Yeah, I can't remember what I wanted to say. I'll probably remember it later.
You gotta make sure you put
But
spoiler alert in the title.
oh no, we're not doing that.
What do you
If
mean
it's a
you're not doing
review,
that?
why would you need to put spoiler alert?
You can watch reviews that don't spoil things.
Then that would say spoiler free.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
There are reviews that don't spoil things. Some specify that, some don't.
Uh-huh. And what did
You
these
know,
reviews
I
say
just
about
won't.
what
I just won't talk. How about that?
you're using these
No, no,
reviews to
no,
decide on things, perhaps?
no. You, if anyone needs to talk, it's you.
I mean, I'm just trying to offer, maybe some people specifically would like to know whether or not there's spoilers in this, but it's whatever.
Okay, I
Whatever you
concede.
want.
We will put that.
Whatever you
Put
wish,
it,
summer
put
intern.
it in big text in the description. Or better yet, if you can make the thumbnail, you can put spoilers in the thumbnail.
I can't.
Then the description is what they'll get. So, alright, so are we done? How long have you been recording?
I don't know. What do we... Probably like almost an hour.
That's not bad. Not bad at all. So final reviews. Let's go around. Or the what is it? Final rating. Kira, what did you give this?
A 10 out of 5.
Okay.
Do whatever you want.
I will give mine out of 10.
Say, like a 7.5 out of 10.
I give it an 8.
I give it a 4 out of 5. Pretty good reviews all around. Which this makes a lot of sense because thank God the viewers weren't there for the Ergo Proxy review.
Holy fuck.
Kira had to do a lecture and it did not pan out well. But that concludes our Chainsaw review. The Anime Club. What are we watching next?
Yeah, Kira, what are we watching next?
Who's next? Is
Well,
Kira or me?
It's Kira.
we ended the recording, right? That was the end.
I
That was
can
the-
end
Well,
it right now if you would like.
well, don't you want the viewers to know what we're watching next?
No, it should be a
No, because
surprise.
we're gonna be here for another half hour because she's not ready, even though she said she was
I
going to be
am
ready.
ready.
All right, then what are we
Well,
watching next,
don't
Kira?
you want? So what if your fans like, man, I want to watch too.
They're not. Because they don't exist.
God
Can we move on?
damn.
Can we move on?
Come on, Kira,
It's the
please.
next. It's the next thing, right? Are you ready? We're not
Yeah,
done.
we're
You
we're
didn't
ready.
finish recording.
I'm
Did-
done.
I don't believe you.
Okay, well then what is
But
the...
I'll be moving on anyway. We're gonna watch The Girl from the Other Side.